Hi, my name is Jonathan with the Haystack. Recently, our good friend in the community, Chuck, had passed away from Restored Truth. I haven't spoken on it because I had very limited interaction with him. I didn't know him as well as many of our other Latter-day Saint apologists and people on TikTok and Instagram. I had just one recognition of my existence with him, and I made him laugh. But he did such a great job for all the work, all the questions that people are asking. He did a very good job at concisely articulating himself and putting himself out there to answer those questions and giving people hope for that. This year has not been kind to Latter-day Saint content creators. We've had 3 that have passed away, and some of our own supporters too. Troy Abels, we all know. I talked about him. I was actually worried about him before he passed, and I was looking up flights out to California to go look for him until I ultimately found out that he was at the hospital. And then he ultimately passed away. Then we also had Sarah Allen, who was a senior researcher at FAIR. She and I were talking quite a bit on Messenger, and she actually gave me the good idea to find where to purchase the facsimiles. So I have those now downstairs in our theater room on display, our Egyptian facsimiles. But we talked quite a bit, shared with her some things, and it is unexpected. So I am glad that Chuck is getting a lot more recognition than those others did. I loved those 2 others. I knew them more. I wish others knew of them more too. I also haven't talked about this much because of the circumstances in which he had passed. On his way to the FAIR conference. Many of you know I'm a former state trooper from Idaho. So when I see crashes, I've been to crashes, seen deaths, and it's always tragic. Sometimes there's things outside your control. A piece of hardware fails, something happens, and you go off. Other times it's an error. And it's heartbreaking when you see youth, you see people who make mistakes and then have to contact the family. You have to write up something for the newspaper. You have to, what have you. You have to put together the accident, reconstruct it. I hadn't done a whole lot of deaths, but the ones that you do see, it's hard. It's upsetting that the circumstances surrounding it. If there's anything I can encourage, on top of boldly testifying of Jesus Christ and what you believe, and actually diving into the scriptures, diving into things and learning more, one thing outside of all of that I can encourage you is, please wear a seatbelt. Please obey traffic laws. I'm not a trooper anymore, but that still sticks. That is a piece of advice I will always give, is always buckle up. Please. There's lots of youth, lots of people who would still be here if it was just for one thing. We can have user error all day, but that one piece of safety equipment, please do that. Yeah. I wish I had a chance to get to know him. I didn't. My channel focuses on other things, not so much apologetics. I'm glad for the apologetics that he engaged in and did on his end. I think that there's some pressing issues within the world and in this nation. And so one of my big issues is not engaging with fellow Christians and saying, well, is my Jesus, the same Jesus as your Jesus? Like, that conversation has been had time and time again. It all comes down to whether people want to accept it or not. And people are going to follow denominational lines. Ultimately, we do have clear and present dangers. We do have radical Islamists in North America that wish to usurp the land, destroy us. They say it. They're getting voted into positions. They're running on socialist, Democrat, in one case, a communist ticket. Well, her theology was communist. And these are people that wish to destroy Jews and Christians. Latter-day Saints are included in that. And so I think, maybe we'll have our heyday where we disagree, but right now, can we just be together and put on the full armor of God so that when danger comes knocking, we could be at peace. Even though people want conflict, we could still be at peace because we have on the full armor of God. We're prepared. It's weird, I'm going to offer my opinion. A lot of people won't like it, but this is just the way it is. The way I see things here, if you're familiar with the Book of Mormon, there's warnings. Many warnings given in the Book of Mormon. And something that I tend to look at is, how do people fit in? How do these patterns happen? Do we see those same patterns today? We're told of secret combinations. They're not so secret. You have believers and non-believers. You have outside sources. You have the Lamanites, which towards the end of the Book of Mormon were trying to destroy every last Nephite or convert them over, take them over, destroy them, destroy their records, everything. Islam is trying to do the exact same thing. Radical Islam. And it's their jihad. They say it, and it's happening all throughout Europe. It's happening throughout the United States, Dearborn, Michigan, New York. It's not pretty. They practice Sharia law within their own communities. They carry it out amongst themselves. There's a Christian who was using his First Amendment right to testify that Jesus is God of Dearborn, Michigan, and he was attacked by a host of radical Islamics. I'll say they're radical because they were throwing stones at him. They're trying to stone him. And the cameraman's saying, peace, no, peace, peace. No violence, no violence. They didn't heed that. What I'm saying is that there are people, I would liken radical Islam to the Lamanites, who want to eradicate all of the Nephites, every single last one. Given the opportunity, yes, that is what will happen. We see what happens in other Islamic nations. Some are conservative Islamic and they keep the peace. In the United Arab Emirates, if they see a radical, they re-educate them, try to reprogram them. If that fails, out of the country. I think we could just do out of the country for radicalism. Peaceful, stay. Radical, out. It makes sense. Nephites, I see as the Judeo-Christian value system. Westerners, people who believe in God, are looking forward to a Messiah returning. The secret combinations, I look at the left. The left is the secret combinations. The left is the avenue in which socialism, Democrats, communism, LGBTQ, all forms of radicalism comes through that avenue. That's where Islamic radicals come through. And I posted videos on that. I've shown you them saying it for themselves. So it's where the trans grooming is coming through. It's where slavery came through. It's where the division of the union, everything, all comes through on the left. To me, that's the secret combinations. Who's murdering babies through abortion? Who just signed the bill saying that they can abort up till birth? And they said, no, that we'll never do that. We'll never do that. And they're doing it. I'm just saying, there are more pressing matters. And so recently, that's where my attention has been is hey, can we be united here? And perhaps that will set up a precedent for a conflict later, with all honesty. If you know anything about Egyptian history, I also look at it this way. Imagine the Islamists as Hyksos. They come in, take over Egypt, part of Egypt. And the Egyptians, let's call Egypt America. And let's call the Egyptians Americans, or at least Judeo-Christian value system, Westerners. They had to push out the Hyksos. Now the Hyksos got pushed out in the 18th dynasty, the New Kingdom period, with the Pharaoh who knew not Joseph. But that's not the Exodus. Don't confuse. The Israelites were not part of the Hyksos. The Israelites stayed behind. But what did happen is in the 18th, the New Kingdom period is a new precedence for stricter regulations on foreigners and foreign religion. And it set up a precedence for there being more burdens set upon the Israelites. Imagine the Israelites as the covenant people today. So if history repeats itself, which it usually does, we can either be like Iran in 1979 and have our society turned into a radical Islamic nation that fails with everything, or what if we purge, get rid of, say, deport, which it seems like we're in the middle of that. And the reason there's so much ramifications is because we haven't enforced the law. Now daddy's come home and he's laying down the law, and because it hasn't been enforced previously, there's repercussions, there's collateral damage, because people have become accustomed to doing whatever they want, no consequences, despite the rules. The rules and enforcement of those rules were ignored. Daddy's coming home, spanking, collateral damage, because people are going to throw a fit. Same thing's happening here. We're having a rebound effect. And so the way I look at it is, what if we did align with our Jews and Christians and all others and said, stop this radicalism, stop it, get rid of it, deport if they're radical, we purge it. Does that then set a precedence for religious intolerance that would be taken out on Jews and Latter-day Saints? It could be. That's possible. It's not something to rule out, especially when you have so many people saying that Latter-day Saints are like Western Islam, and we're not. We're furthest thing from. So these are things that I see potentially happening. To me, there seems to be an inevitable conflict that will occur between radical Islamists in North America and American society. But if we keep feeding into it and going, oh, no, it's all good. I mean, there's lots of peaceful ones, but they're not the ones that seem to be in control. So we have an enemy in our midst. and we have not had the full armor of God on. We have not protected ourselves, and so now we have to do more invasive procedures that consequently come with collateral damage, unfortunately, but that's the way things are. And what that looks like, I have no clue. But am I right or wrong? I'm always right. Come on, right about everything, no matter what, all the time. That's my joke. But that's where my focus has been lately. Sad that Chuck has passed. The circumstances are very upsetting to me. I was never very close with him, so obviously I want those who knew him best to speak about him. I just appreciate what he's done here, and I know he's doing that more on the other side. I know that for certainty. And that's it for me. Take care.